This is BYU-Idaho Radio, and these are your morning headlines for Tuesday, January 6, 2026. Thanks for listening. I'm Brandon Isle. An 82-year-old man died after crashing his truck on icy roads near Salmon. Idaho State Police say the crash happened on Highway 93 in Lemhi County Monday morning. They say the man was driving north when he lost control of his pickup. It went off the north side of the road and overturned into the Salmon River. He died from his injuries at the site of the crash. He was the only person in the pickup. A judge dismissed the case against a former Boise teacher accused of failing to report suspected sexual abuse at Valley View Elementary School. IdahoEdNews.org reports Marianne Baker set to go on trial yesterday when the judge dismissed the case, saying prosecutors had failed to make a criminal case. Baker was charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of failing to report suspected abuse. She pleaded not guilty. Baker worked at the elementary school alongside Gavin Snow, a teacher who was accused last year of photographing special needs students in the bathroom. He died by suicide when police went to arrest him. The defense says Baker observed Snow with a phone in his hand but had no reason to suspect abuse. She did report what she saw to district officials. Prosecutors, however, say she did not report the abuse within 24 hours to police, which is required by law. In November, Baker filed a $1 million tort claim against the school district. That indicates a possible civil lawsuit. In the claim, Baker says she was placed on administrative leave and forced to resign. The district says she was not fired and not denied due process. Baker's attorney says she's responsible for stopping a monster and they should be erecting a statue for her. She reported Snow 3 days before the attempted arrest. The Light the World giving machines have officially retired for the year, closing out the season with tens of thousands of items donated. According to Local News 8, these reverse vending machines allowed visitors to purchase vital goods for those in need both locally and globally. The machines drew in more than 35,000 local visitors across Eastern Idaho. Volunteers say over 32,000 individual items were donated to a variety of charitable organizations. Additionally, the item most commonly donated in Idaho Falls was shelter meals for the Idaho Falls Rescue Mission, which provided over 2,300 meals to those in need. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is celebrating its 100th year with the Institutes of Religion educational program. Around the world, young adults gather in the institutes to learn about Jesus Christ, and the church says in recent years they've hit record numbers of attendance. The program began right here in Idaho, in Moscow, in 1926, and now, 100 years later, it has 2,700 locations in more than 170 countries. In the last 2 years, the church says more than 100,000 young adults have joined the program. They estimate about 457,000 young adults attend, a 30% increase in the last 2 years. The church estimates the seminaries and institutes programs combined will reach 1 million students by the end of the year. These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio morning headlines for Tuesday, January 6, 2026. Thanks for tuning in. More news, information, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. You can also ask your smart speaker to play KBYI 94.3 FM. This is BYU-Idaho Radio, and I'm Brandon Isle.